Hi, how is everybody today? My name is Teresa. I'm the owner and artisan at NTS Design Co. I come live with you guys every Wednesday on the YouTube Dixie Belle page and do some fun painting tutorials. Today I have some super exciting things that I'm going to be doing with you. So as you pop on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know I'm not on an island all by my lonesome. So we are going to be working with a couple of things today. I'm going to be working with transfers and paint, and in the spirit of all things Thanksgiving, the holidays coming up, I've been making lots of smaller crafts for my booth space and as neighbor gifts, teacher gifts, and things like that. So I wanted to give you guys some fun ideas. Last time we did some fun stuff, and then this week we're going to do some more fun things. So I will be working with the cottage line colors. So that is English ivy, cottage door, cobblestone, cucumber ice, weeping willow, and scarlet path. So I may not be using all of the colors, but I brought them all out because I wasn't sure which ones that I wanted to use right away. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you for watching. I appreciate. Hopefully you guys saw my my story on my Instagram, knowing that I was going to be coming a little late today. I had a doctor's appointment this morning with my daughter, so unfortunately I could not be in two places at once. So we are going to be using, I'll be making 3 of these, and depending on how much time we have, we may get through all of them. If not, then I will do one for content. I'll be using Floral Romance, and this is just leftover pieces of transfers that I have, Buds and Branches, and the Magnolia Garden. So I figured those would be really cute on rolling pins. And have you guys ever done transfers on rolling pins? Obviously, these are just for display, and they look super cute in like a little basket. They're just fun gifts to give to, like I said, to neighbors and to people that you may want to just give something to. So what I'm going to do first to prep these for transfers and for paint, not necessarily the paint, but more or less the transfers. There could be some oils on here or something. Sometimes it's really hard to apply transfers to wood. So what I like to do is just give it a good scuff sand with Dixie Belle sanding sponges. They come in packs of 3. They're about 220 grit. They're amazing. I love the back because I can sand and not mess up my manicure, and they don't tear up your fingers. So that makes me very happy. So what you're gonna wanna do, and you can see some of these, actually this one does not. Some of them have my little pricey tags on them from where I got them at Goodwill or other little places. Whenever I see them, I just grab them. I grab them all year round because I know every year for Christmas I make these. I make risers. Last night on the Crazy Brush Show with Erin on the Paint Enthusiast group, I made this. So just fun little gifts that you can give for the holiday season for someone. Like that could be a teacher gift. Like and I didn't put them on the spoons because in case people still wanted to use them, they would just look really cute on the counter. So just any kind of fun little ideas like that. I've just been really working hard, racking my brain, trying to get these things done for the holiday season. So we're just gonna grab our little rolling pin. Actually, I'm gonna use this one. We're gonna grab our rolling pin. I'm gonna get my little sanding sponge, and I'm just going up and down. I'm not really pressing hard. And we're just gonna give it a good little scuff sand, just in case there's something on here that we don't want on here. I have found that it is much easier. I learned this last night trying to put those transfers on the spoon. It was a lot easier. I haven't done a rolling pin yet, but I have a display of cutie painted wooden spoons that would go great. Oh, how fun. Oh my gosh. Yay. Well, that's super exciting. I love anything fun like this. It just makes me happy. Like, who wouldn't love, like, I don't know. We were talking last night, Erin and I from Bowtie Treasures, about how giving gifts like this is just a nice little touch, right? It's just a nice little touch. I don't know why I'm doing a handle. I don't need to. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe that off with my hand. There's not a lot of dust on there, just about that much, okay? Wipe off my surface. I should have a little bag of rags over here, but I don't. They're somewhere else. They're hiding in my house. So I'm going to apply my transfer first because I don't want to hold a wet handle, so then we'll paint afterwards, and it'll be super, super fun. Hey, how are you, Pat? Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate that. All right, so let's go in with, I'm deciding. And I have my heater on behind me, so if it's loud, I'm sorry, but it is very cold in my garage. It's not cold outside, but my garage is very cold, and I didn't want to be chilly. So I'm just gonna open this, and depending on what pieces I have available, if these are all full pieces, I may not use this one. I like to try to use, yeah, this is all full. So these are full transfers. And I like to use ones that I've already used on small crafts. So I'm gonna skip this one. That is okay. I'll come back to you later. All right, so I definitely know the buds and transfers. Buds and branches transfer, say that 5 times fast, is definitely, see how it's like all cut up? I like to use my bits and pieces of my transfers so I don't waste them. And this transfer has so many little things. You can tell, like, I've cut it all up. So that one's kind of big. You could use that big one on there, but I'd rather use some smaller guys. So let's see what else we have in here, my little Frankenstein transfers. Okay, here's some smaller pieces. So I'm gonna put these big pieces because I could use those for a dresser or something big, and then I have all my little cutouts that I love, little butterflies. And the butterflies don't go with this transfer. I don't know what transfer those butterflies came from, but I have them on there. I read that already, okay. I love old things, kitchen oriented. Yes, very cute. I'm gonna turn this off because now my tushy is on fire. It's like right on my butt. Let's see if I can get it backwards without looking. Woo, it's hot. That metal gets warm. All right, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me better now. All right, let's see. Woo, don't come back here. All right, I have a grand scheme idea of what I'm going to do. So let me put these here. So I like this one. So I think what I'm gonna try to do is put this bigger one on here, just like that. What do you guys think? And then if I need to add some others, we will. So it can be kind of challenging to apply a transfer to a round surface. I will go ahead and say that. If you're new to transfers, it has this waxy backing paper that protects your transfer, because this is what this part right here is what sticks to your surface. So when you peel this off very carefully, you need to be ready to know where you're going to put this, because it's ready to be used. And if you stick it down, it can get hair and lint or stick to your surface, and then it's no good. And you definitely don't want to waste your transfers because they're absolutely gorgeous. So what I'm going to do is I'm very carefully going to see where I want this to be lined up. I'm going to press just straight down the center, and I'm very carefully going to just start applying this guy. Like I said, transfers can be kind of tricky on round surfaces. So what I like to do is I don't like to stick the whole thing down. I like to just kind of press right down the center and then work accordingly. And here we go. And you're gonna just take your little Dixie Belle stick, and then you're gonna rub your transfer down. What is the best place to buy the transfers? You can go on the Dixie Belle main page, and if you go up to the left-hand corner, you can type in your zip code, and that will show you every single retailer that's in your location. And if there isn't one in your location, you can buy one right on the Dixie Belle website. And you can find everything that I'm using today right there on that Dixie Belle main page. All right. So now I'm just very carefully rubbing her down. I just like to go over the entire thing once before I start pulling my pieces back. All right, and now that I've got this piece here, I like to hold and rub my transfer, and I'm doing it backwards so you guys can see. Okay? I'm rubbing my transfer down. I'm gonna hold this backing paper, and as I am rubbing it down, I'm gonna create just a little bit of tension by pulling it away. Oh, that would be so beautiful, Stephanie. If you do that, please send me pictures of that. That sounds amazing. I love making really old rustic things really beautiful and soft like that. I just think that there's just such a, I don't know what the right word, I would say nostalgia, but that's not what I'm trying to say. It's just really beautiful. I love that feel. And again, this is just a very simple project. My nose is itching, sorry guys. Very simple, very easy, very user-friendly. The only preparation that I did, like I said, is you just saw, we took that little sanding pad and we just kind of scuff sanded it and made sure there was nothing sticking up, that there was nothing on it. You can clean them with white lightning first and let them dry because they are wood. You're gonna wanna make sure that it dries thoroughly because if there's any moisture underneath your transfer, it could crack or anything like that. So you just wanna be really careful, especially if you're using paint. You wanna make sure that your paint has dried for, you know, at least 24 hours before you try to put a transfer on. So, because sometimes the paint can dry, depending on where you live, it could take longer to dry. Now I'm getting cold. All right, let me see, simpler times. Yes, yes, I agree. All right, and so I am just rubbing as I pull away. And the only thing is, it's kind of hard. I'm gonna put a can of paint here. It wants to roll away from me as I'm trying to pull it. So I'm just gonna put something behind it to hold it in place. As I'm rubbing it down, it's not rolling away anymore. Tricky little stinker. This is so fun. I love this look. And I am going much slower than I normally would just because I want to make sure that it's laid down properly. With transfers, just take your time. I mean, we're not in any rush. I've got, 45 minutes here, so it may not be a fun 45 minutes, but as you can see in real time, exactly how to apply these transfers. When it's on a flat surface or metal or glass, it does go a lot quicker. And these transfers want to lay down on this. They're doing a great job. You just have to have some patience. There we go, and once you get it started, it's easy once it releases. There we go. This is looking so pretty, guys. These are gonna look great in a basket in my booth. I am thinking all things Christmas right now. I know that's crazy, we just got into November, but in retail world, Christmas started in October. I am gonna have to turn this heater back on, sorry guys. I'm gonna turn it down lower though, so it's not so loud. Oh, that's the, all right. All right, there we go. Just trying to make sure I didn't have it on high. I apologize. It's chilly in here. All right, so here we go. Looking good. Hopefully you guys can see my progress. There it is, all applied. And we're just very carefully making sure those edges, like I said, once you get it to release, it's smooth sailing. But sometimes they can just be kind of tricky. This is such a fun idea. You guys try this. Definitely show me your projects. I love seeing everybody's projects. It makes me so happy. I love when my inbox is flooded with art. I will always share with permission. I'm gonna turn this around this way because we are almost done on that side. There we go. Now it'll kick on and off as it feels like it needs to. And if you lift up and part of your transfer doesn't stick, lay it back down and go back over it again, and it will release from this backing paper. Like part of my leaf tip just came off, and that's okay. You just put it back down, rub right back over it, and it lays right back down. If it cracks or anything like that, you can go ahead and take your sanding sponge and you can distress your transfer so that way it looks purposeful. What a fun gift idea. Thank you for sharing. Oh yes, please share and like. I appreciate you, Stephanie. You're so kind. Yeah, I just really wanted to, while we're in the spirit of things, and if you guys have booths, if you're business owners and your furniture sales are slow, make some smalls. Make little small items that people can carry, because this is the time of the year where people maybe aren't thinking about, you know, redoing their homes, but they're thinking about gifts. And you can get these small little things. And also, like, again, this was $3 at Goodwill, and I'm just using leftover pieces of transfer. So it literally was, you know, little to no cost. I'm using a little bit of paint, and it's just, you know, it's cute. You could put one, like if somebody has a brand new home, you could put this in there with like a bottle of wine, some crackers, some cheese, some pepperoni or something like that. And it's just a fun gift idea, or some towels, or, you know, oven mitts or anything like that. Anything that's super fun. An apron, you can use the stencils on an apron. I make aprons too. I'm always making all kinds of fun little things. Just, you know, just fun little gift ideas. It doesn't have to be anything crazy expensive. As long as it's thoughtful and from the heart, I feel like that's more important to me. I rather get the homemade gifts anytime than getting, and I'm just going over it and just making sure that it's all the way rubbed down. You just kind of take your thumb very carefully. You don't want to rub, but you just want to make sure that it's all pressed down. If there's like a little crinkle, you can take your finger and rub it out. And I will take satin clear coat from Dixie Belle, and I will put this over this, because this will not be something that we'll be using to make cookies with. It's just for show. So there's this guy. Isn't that gorgeous? I think she's beautiful. All right, so I'm going to, now I'm gonna put this in plastic because I don't want it to pick up anything on my table. Now I'm going to pick a color, and I feel like Secret Path would go really good, or even English Ivy. We're gonna paint the handles. So what do you guys think? I think I'm gonna go with the green. I think that the green would be a really good contrast. Not that the Secret Path isn't beautiful, but there's a lot of purple on here, so let's do a little bit of an accent color, and we'll use the green. Okay. Ooh, my stuff is rolling all over the place. Okay, so now that I've got this done, as you can see, I have a lot of this transfer. I think I combined my transfers, because oftentimes I will use, you know, 2 transfers for a big dresser, and then I have all these small little guys, and I don't really have a home for them until I do fun projects like this. So I'll save them for like a nightstand or small crafts or things. And as long as you keep your backing paper on them, they will just last as long as they last. Just stick it right back in here. Oops, let me roll this up. That guy is wanting to roll away from me. It's like rolling back and forth. I don't know if you can see it. So I'm just gonna tighten up this roll. Tighten you up just a little bit. Stick you back in the container. There is a transfer in there. All right, little guy. See how many transfers? A lot of transfers in here. I didn't want to ruin that. So we're just gonna wrap us up here. Stick you back in here so you'll be nice and protected. Then I take my little pieces like this that are loose, and then I just roll them up really tight. Stick them down the middle, put my lid back on, and then I have a shelf over there where my used transfers sit and my new ones sit, so I can tell the difference. Now, let's go ahead and paint this guy up pretty. All right, it wants to roll, so we're just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give this just a good little mix. Shaky shake. Open this up. I will be using the Dixie Belle Artist Brush. I love their craft brushes. The craft brushes are great for projects like this, because we don't need a big paintbrush. We're only painting the handle. Isn't that a beautiful color? I'm frustrated the drawers I want to decoupage are too big for the papers. The gap will drive me nuts. You can combine them. A lot of the times when my decoupage paper doesn't line up, I'll take an additional pack of decoupage paper and I cut them up and I overlay them so you can't tell. Unless it's a pattern that's like repetitive or a big picture or something like that, then that can be kind of frustrating. But I often will make my decoupage paper my own, and I do the same thing with my transfers, just like how you're gonna cut them up and overlay them over. So if it is one of those that you can do that, maybe that might be an option to make you a little less crazy, because I hate when things don't line up right when I need them to. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and come right to this little edge. All right, we're just dipping in, offloading a little bit of that. This is obviously gonna need more than one coat of paint, and that's okay. I have my heat gun behind me. I'm gonna unplug my heater, and we're gonna heat gun this real quick. We're gonna speed it up. We're gonna speed it up for live purposes, because you guys don't wanna wait for this to dry, do you? Oh, the pattern might work that way. Yes, absolutely. I'm happy to help. Yes. I have very many times where I have torn my decoupage paper. I just cut and make a little patch, or like with the butterfly decoupage paper, it's so pretty. I put it on a canvas and I just kind of put the butterflies the way that I wanted them. And that helped. All right, let's plug this guy in. I have my handy dandy heat gun. All right, you cannot use your fireplace and your heat gun at the same time. You'll pop a fuse. Ask me how I know that. That's frustrating part of redoing something that was made by hand. Measurements are custom. Yes, that is true. And so I'm just taking my little heat gun. You want to move your heat gun around if you're doing this to speed it up, because you can scorch your paint. On little craft items like this, I don't mind, but on big dressers, like the one that's sitting right next to me, I would never use the heat gun on it, because I want it to, ooh, that's hot, okay, just making sure. I want it to dry the way that it's supposed to dry, because the paint is self-leveling, and I'm holding the plastic around it because this is not top coated, and I don't want to booger up what I just did. So I'll top coat this very last after I'm all done. And I'll top coat the entire thing, handle and all. Okay, I'm just going back over this, doing my second coat. There's a little piece of cardboard in there. I'll take a razor blade to that after. I don't know why that guy's hanging around. Okay, making sure I'm not missing you guys. So pretty. I am so in love with this. I used to make all kinds of gifts for my neighbors. When I lived in a neighborhood, I would do all kinds of little baskets and like all kinds of cute stuff. When both my kids were in school, I would do it for everybody because things are expensive. So I would make everything. And then do like a little gift card to Target with their little basket. But I live in the country and I only really talk to one of my neighbors. So she's the only one that gets stuff. Okay, and I'm just gonna take my heat gun again. Just giving it a quick little dry, so that if it touches my table, it won't get boogered up. I'm not gonna hold it on that end. I'm just gonna hold it the same way. Okay, and I am a huge fan of transfers over natural wood, and I think the green handles give it just that little pop of color, so it's not just so neutral looking. Sometimes you get nice cracks from using a heat gun. Oh yeah, no you do sometimes. I really love that distressed look, especially like if it bubbles up sometimes, I just push my finger down on it and it gives it a little bit of texture. Ask me how I know that one. I love that too. Super, super cute. I have, what is the name of the clear coat? Satin clear coat is what I'll be using from Dixie Belle. If you were doing something that was gonna get a lot of use, you could probably use gator hide. Okay, just making sure. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna slide this down just a little bit because I don't want my plastic overlap. Again, I'm only holding the plastic on there because I have not top coated it yet and I don't wanna hold the transfer. And we're just gonna come right on that edge. Very carefully. Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm like, I don't want to get it on the roller. Just that little edge. There we go. Now it doesn't matter. Okay. Thank you. Art. Aw, thank you. All right, so now we're just gonna paint that on there. It doesn't matter any which way, just to get that on, and then we'll go over it nice and neatly. We'll do some finishing strokes to minimize brush strokes. It's crazy how cold it gets in here. I'm already cold. That heater was only on just a second ago. Making sure I didn't miss anything. All right, so again, this is just coat one. We're gonna turn on our handy dandy heat gun and come back. You're using a heat gun, you want to make sure you keep it moving. You don't want to stay in one spot. You can use a blow dryer too. You don't feel like you have to have a heat gun. I'm gonna let that cool down for just a little bit because if you put the cold paint on it, it tries to dry too fast. So I'm just gonna wait for a second for that to cool down. I'm gonna come back very, very carefully. So I love this brush. It fans out just where I need it to. Ooh, come back here. Just come right up to that edge and then pull straight out. It is so quiet in my garage. I use fan brushes a lot. That's very smart. That is very, very smart. My stomach's making noise. I just ate lunch. I had quesadillas for lunch. All right, one little spot, and then we'll use the heat gun, and I will show you how pretty this gal looks. Just trying to even it out. I don't want the paint to be like cakey looking. It can do that sometimes. When you heat gun it, the paint is still warm and you're putting something cold on it, so it will get cakey. I learned about fan brushes from the Ginger Chick Rehab. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Bubbled it up. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there where I bubbled it. So I'm just gonna tap it back down. Never happened. And then just move faster. All right, good enough for right now. I'm going to leave it be. So again, here is our cutie patootie little rolling pin. And how cute does that buds and branches, I can't want to talk today, buds and branches transfer by the Top Drawer RVA. She's so incredibly talented. I love this. I love these colors. I love the green handles. Again, I will take satin clear coat. I won't do it today. I'm going to let this dry and then I'm going to top coat over my transfer to make sure that it is perfectly protected and my handles will be protected and it'll look super cute in a basket with the other ones. And it'll be the perfect gift for someone, I feel like. Hopefully they think so too, because I think these are absolutely adorable. And then I will obviously come back in. This one doesn't have it. Some of them have price tags on it. This one's got a little bit of paper on there. I'll take a razor and cut that off, but I'll sand off the price on any of them. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial today and you have some inspiration to go make something super fun for, you know, for your friends, teachers, or just for yourself. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. And thank you for being accommodating to my lateness today for my doctor appointment. And I will catch you guys next Wednesday at 10 a.m. doing something super fun. And thank you so much, Dixie Belle, for having me today. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.